up, Wolfpack? It's your boy Amari, back at it again with another reaction video. Today we're getting into a video called Save Me by BTS. I don't know anything about it, but I've had a bunch of people recommend it. So that's the video I'm going to be doing today. Very quickly before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know, for anybody who is interested, I will be debuting a Patreon here soon. I have several videos lined up to go on there, and I will be sharing more information about that in future videos as well as on Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, definitely go make sure to do that. Same name as the channel, just put it into the Twitter search bar. My face will pop up. Same thing on Instagram. So without further ado, we're going to get into this video, and I will see you guys on the other side. Peace. Okay, so that's interesting. They have some type of high-pitched something. I don't know what that is. Some type of high-pitched noise playing a melody over top of some type of piano, probably a grand piano or something similar, playing chords. And then they have like this ticking noise that it might be like a watch or maybe a clock, and it's ticking rhythmically. It almost gives a metronome kind of vibe, which is very interesting. First off, metronomes usually aren't left in the final recording of songs, but when they are, it's almost always on purpose because they're so noticeable. This isn't the first time that I've heard someone use a metronome as a percussive element, but substituting, it's like a multi-tiered thing here. It's like substituting the percussion out for a metronome and then substituting the metronome out for a ticking of a watch, and that's very interesting. Yeah, so I'm not, this is probably going to be a very interesting song from a production standpoint, because if that's the intro, then I can only imagine where the song goes. So it makes sense why so many people have recommended that I do this song.
숨기고 싶어 꿈속이 싫어 내 안에 갇혀서 난 죽어 있어 Just wanna be lonely Just wanna be yours.
That's interesting. The clap in this section right here, this like opening verse where Jimin is being the most dramatic person on planet Earth, gotta love him. It's like a sonar sound instead of a clap. Again, not the first time that I've heard that, but it's not common at all. And also the sonar has like a really short release on it, so it's not like how do I explain this? It's not playing all the way out, if that makes sense. Like it cuts short, it cuts early, again making it that much more percussive, making it that much more rhythmic. And that's interesting. Like so all the percussion in this early section has been substituted out with instruments that aren't usually percussive in nature. And so yet again, BTS doing something where I'm just like, I would have loved to not even have like put my hands on this song, just have been a fly in the wall when they were making the instrumental for this, making the beat for this song. I don't know if they made it, if their in-house producers made it, if someone on another continent made it and sent it to them, but regardless, this song is interesting so far. Okay, like y'all already knew I was gonna stop on that. Like, come on now, that was interesting. The barred instruments, so like flat, they have like plates made out of metal, wood, glass in some cases. Those are really expensive. And then they have like the little sticks with the soft, part on it. Looks like when you're roasting a marshmallow on a stick. Okay, if you're, hopefully just Google it if you're not following what I'm saying. Okay, so those instruments are all very similar, but they're different. Obviously, that's why they have different names. I, however, am not an expert in idiophones, so just from hearing that one time, I'm not able to pick out which one of those it is, but that was interesting nonetheless, and it sounded great. It also sounds like, it doesn't sound like they played that in studio. It sounds like a synthetic version of the instrument, and then they've also like put some effects on it as well, so that would just make it hard. That's my excuse for why I can't tell you which one it is. That's not the reason why, but that's my excuse for it. Even if you weren't paying attention to the song, if you were just looking out the window, listening passively, that's something that's going to grab your attention. And so that's very smart to do before what is going to be the most catchy part of the song, which is the chorus. So yeah, again, high level, like, 400 IQ production on this song. Oh, okay. Okay, before we go into Sugar's verse, which I'm sure is going to be hard because it's Sugar. Wow, that was really interesting. I was picking up like touches of like an EDM vibe going into that, especially with the way that this was so complexly but synthetically produced. But that was like super EDM. Come on now. Yeah, that was really interesting. The pre-chorus was very light and somber, which paired well with the lyrics so far and the theme of this song. And then they used a riser and a bunch of synths to build tension in the song, as you do in EDM songs, right before the drop. Yeah, everybody's favorite EDM term. And then it got really, really happy, which is interesting to me because this is not, again, the first time that I've seen BTS. This is not the first time I've seen BTS pair like very happy sounding production with not happy sounding lyrics and like performance of the vocals. But it's still interesting. Like I said the last time on whatever song that was, because Lord knows I've done a million BTS songs, that's not something that you see done often. The person who I can think of who does it the most is The Weeknd, but he does it in reverse. He'll pair sad, somber sounding production instrumentals with songs about getting high and having sex and like up tempo, like party kind of songs. And then on his sad songs, he just makes them more sad, if that makes sense. It's not like he flips it, with the exception of Can't Feel My Face. But that's also a song about being high off cocaine, so it's not really like per se sad. I don't know. I don't do cocaine, but based on what I know about cocaine, that's not a sad drug. Anyway, that's not the point. We're off topic. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So it's very interesting that they paired that very, especially on the chorus, that very energetic and very catchy section with this like super sad kind of deep song. Also, I like that the second half of the chorus is very bare as far as lyrics go. It's basically just like a dance break, but in the chorus. They were killing it in the choreography. You don't need me to tell you that. You're not here for me to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you anyway because they were. But it's one, it gives the boys a break vocally, which is always nice. Two, it gives them an opportunity to show off what to me is by far their most impressive thing out of a list of impressive skills, which is their ability to dance. And it also gives the song space and breath, where for half of the chorus, the only thing you're hearing them say is save me. But it's not like repetitive and like save me, save me, save me, save me, like, you know, it sounds like this section for Suga is about to have a lot more percussion than the verse with, who was on the verse? V and Jin and Jimin? Or was that the pre-chorus? I don't know, but you get the point. The first verse had our little lovely singers on it, and now this is having Suga on it, and so it sounds different. Okay, yeah, I was right. They're changing formation, so I don't know if something's about to happen. But so on this next verse, the second verse, they have two members of the rap line, and it was more percussive, which makes sense because rappers a lot of times use the percussion to find their flow, which is why their flow will be very different from the melody. It's like a part of the essence of rap. It's why rap is so percussion forward and so percussion heavy. And it's also why, if you notice, if you stripped, and sometimes this happens in songs, you strip the melody away from a hip hop song, the flow will still fit. It won't feel out of place because they built their flow around the percussion. And so this song adding more percussion in on the rap line section makes sense. It also makes it fit better. Like, not just from, because they could have built that there, had the rappers rap over it, and then removed it in post, and then had them basically rapping over the melody, which could have been interesting and has been done in songs before, but I like that they kept it because it gave it like a little bit of bounce. Yeah, really cool. I'm waiting on my boy RM, but other than that, super good so far. Loving this song. Okay, now that he's back, I have to say something. V, I love you, but me and whoever dressed you for this video, we need to talk, because it looks like he's wearing, this is probably like some $80,000 sweater, and you guys are going to flame me in the comment section. I don't care. It looks like he's wearing his dad's hoodie, but like cut the sleeves off so it wouldn't be like, you know, all flappy. I don't like it. But before you go dislike it, trying to find my house and burn my house down, I love his hair. Like, this red hair V is a thing. I need this in my life. He kind of looks like Karma from Assassination Classroom. I'll put a pic here if you haven't seen Assassination. If you haven't seen Assassination Classroom, click off this video. Okay, don't do that because YouTube will like destroy my channel if you do. But after this video, go watch Assassination Classroom. Like, binge the whole thing in one day. Don't speak to your family for a week. It's amazing. Like, it's so good, and like the payoff at the end, shut up. This is not an anime channel. You get the point. Go watch Assassination Classroom. He looks like one of the best boys off of that show, but his outfit is gonna be a no for me, dog. I'm gonna have to give it the X. Another interesting thing about the chorus is that the backing vocals and the ad-libs, they mixed them in very different ways, and the backing vocals, the save me, me, me part, and the uh-oh, are very like auto-tuned in a robotic kind of way, versus that was probably JK's ad-libs over top, but I don't know, I wasn't there. That is very like raw and acoustic in nature. It gives it like a really interesting it's just an interesting dichotomy between the two, and it's I'm not sure the word for it yet, but I like it. That's the point. Okay, I like it. If you didn't notice that before, go listen to it. It's good. I like it. Okay. Okay, so for Arm's verse, yay, RM, gotta love him. For Arm's verse, he doesn't have a lot of the percussive like instruments that I was talking about before in the verse with Suga and J Hope, but what he does have is like it's way in the background, but he has this open hat which kind of gives this open hi-hat is just, if you don't know what that is, this video is going to be long already. I don't have time to explain it, but just go look it up. He has an open hat giving it rhythm, and then the sub melody being played by the synth is like pulsating, which is also rhythmic. So it still, it has way less percussion, but it is still percussive in nature. I mean, it's RM. He can rap to literally anything. So it's not like he needs it, but you get my point. It sounds good. Okay? Okay. Hold on. I gotta go back. Something happened. Save me, save me. I need your love before I fall. Okay, that was interesting. So at the end of his verse, they obviously, you heard it, they cut the instrumental out and it was just him, and it was him with a ton of reverb on his voice, and it was just like very emotional, and it really drives home the point of what he was saying. I don't remember what the first part was. I think it was like save me and then be ourselves, something of that nature, which really drives home what it is that he's saying, especially if you speak Korean or just know what he's saying. And then for this third chorus, this first half, I think they're going to pick it up at the end to like end on a bang, but this first half is very, very like hollow and spacious, like from a musical standpoint. It's, first off, it's not as high energy as far as the performance from JK, but it's also musically it's very muted, it's very empty. It's a lot of the instruments have been stripped back, and I think it's just the one synth playing, chords in the background. So that's very like that whole section right there is interesting. I'm really glad I went back on that, because I was like, something, where's the music? Something happened. Yeah, just really interesting. But I think in this last like 20-ish seconds for the second half of the chorus, like the little dancey part, they're gonna pick it back up, they're gonna dance their way out, and yeah, it's gonna end. I need your love before or not, you know, that's cool. It just cut the song off. That works. Boy meets nothing. Okay, so yeah, I really like that song a lot. It's very interesting. I feel like there was a lot of like low-key subtle things in that song that people would miss if they didn't have a musical background. So I'm actually really glad that people requested that I react to this, because maybe there was like something that I touched on in this video that maybe you didn't even hear, like when you had been listening to the song over the course of however long the song's been out. Visually, it was very interesting. They seemed like they were like up on some cliff or something by the water maybe, and it was basically just a dance practice, but obviously not in the dance studio. And that's very different. The only other video, I mean, other than the like dance practice videos, obviously, the only other video that I've seen be similar to that was the On music video, the first one I reacted to, you know, the dance one. But even still, that had like a band, and that had like the whole Mad Max vibe scene with the, you know, the Burning Man situation going on halfway through. So this was literally just them just vibing out there in some grassy place. I don't know where they were. You guys probably know that, but that was different. I wasn't expecting that. I actually kind of appreciated it because this song, like production wise, was pretty complex. Not that their songs aren't usually complex, but this song had a lot of other layers to it that I was able to touch on because I wasn't like super like trying to figure out what was going on story wise in the video. Like I said, the boys are being super extra dramatic, you know, just acting out the emotion of the song, especially the two like main singers for this song in Jimin and JK. Yeah, it was cool. I liked all of the outfits minus V's, which I'm sure I've already got like 1,000 dislikes over, but I mean, y'all know I'ma say what I feel. Like, I just keep it real over here. So if you dislike that, if you loved it, if you agree with me, disagree with me, if any other questions, comments, or concerns about anything in this video, definitely make sure to leave that in the comment section down below. Per usual, you can leave any other requests that you may have for videos for me to do in the comment section as well. I have like a running tally of like 1,000 songs that I've had requested that I do, and then as people request songs that are already on that list more, they get pushed up the list. So that's really how my request process works. As I said before, I'm about to debut my Patreon, and then on that Patreon, one of those tiers, one of the benefits of that is that people will be able to pick a video for me to do. They'll be able to hop the line because, you know, they're giving me money. But yeah, so stick around for that, guys. Definitely make sure to subscribe, share the video, comment, like, all that stuff, because YouTube is actively trying to kill my channel because I left for a month. So I appreciate all of that. I love you guys so much. I will be seeing you guys soon. Have a great day.